People online are split about this.
The View is off the air.
Morgan Freeman is known for his deep and meaningful words, but his recent comments on The View have caused a huge stir online, leading to a big debate. You might know him as the wise narrator with the iconic voice, the Hollywood star we've seen on screen for years. But what he said in this interview might change the way you see him. What seemed like a regular celebrity interview turned into something unexpected and controversial.
Something that I feel a responsibility for not leaving unexamined because my words upset so many.
Freeman sits calmly in a chair, looking every bit the legend. The audience expects the usual stories about his career and his new project, The Grey House, a Civil War drama. But instead, Freeman shocks them with a bold criticism of Black History Month. He called it an insult, speaking with rare clarity and conviction on a topic often debated, but rarely addressed so directly.
History Month you find
ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month?
For Freeman, it wasn't just about February's length. It was about limiting an entire history to 1 month. My history is American history, he said, and his words hit hard. The audience was quiet at first, but clapped louder as they understood his point. Freeman wasn't there to please anyone. He was challenging what we've all been taught. It's not the first time he's criticized Black History Month. He's been saying this for years, even calling it ridiculous in a 2005 interview with Mike Wallace.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black history.
Freeman's words are still bold and needed, but this time, he took it further. He criticized the term African American, calling it an insult. What does it even mean? He asked, challenging anyone to answer. He pointed out that Africa is a continent, not a country, and most Black people here have mixed backgrounds. So, why keep using labels that don't make sense? His comments sparked a lot of reactions. Social media exploded with opinions. Some supported him, others disagreed, but Freeman stayed true to himself. He didn't back down or soften his views. He wasn't trying to gain favor or stir drama. He was just speaking a truth many avoid.
Pretty good, huh? Remember the old days when you could turn on network television and hear something that actually made sense?
Freeman's critique goes beyond just words. It's about the deeper issues behind these gestures, like dedicating 1 month to Black history. He argues that society is saying, here's your time, now let's move on. In his view, it's a small gesture that actually hurts by separating Black history from American history, as if they're different. If you don't know your past, you're bound to repeat it, he said, with the kind of authority that comes from years of experience.
It's all of this sort of symbolic silliness, but the real moment in that, the kernel in that little video there, is when Morgan Freeman looks directly at Mike Wallace after he says he's Jewish, and he goes, do you want one? Meaning, do you want a month, a Jewish history month? Maybe there is one. I actually don't even know. They probably added one since. Do you want one? And Mike Wallace is right. No, whoa, why would I want one of those, man?
What made Freeman's comments even more powerful was the context. They weren't just about his personal beliefs, but about promoting The Grey House, a series highlighting the often overlooked contributions of Black Union spies during the Civil War. The timing was perfect. Freeman, who has spent his life sharing stories and amplifying voices that history tried to erase, was now confronting the ongoing marginalization of Black history. The audience at The View wasn't prepared for his deep critique, and even the hosts seemed caught off guard. Their usual banter turned to silence as Freeman challenged Black History Month and racial labels. Even Whoopi Goldberg, a legend in her own right, paused before agreeing with him, saying, "Morgan, you're right. This is the kind of conversation we need to be having." However, as Freeman discussed Hollywood's role in these issues, the segment was abruptly cut short. It felt like the show, and maybe the network, wasn't ready for the direction Freeman's words were taking. As cameras cut to commercial, the audience stood and applauded, but the question remained, why was the segment cut off just as it reached its most powerful point?
Morgan Freeman's broad point there is stop talking about it, meaning the more you obsess over it, the more you make it feel real. And the more that it feels real, the more people will act on that fake realism. And we'll all walk around thinking that everything is racist.
The reason for cutting the segment depends on who you ask. Some say it was a timing issue, while others think producers were uneasy about where the conversation was going. Either way, the decision sparked controversy, with fans flooding social media for answers. Freeman's calm demeanor only strengthened his message. He wasn't there to argue, but to speak the truth and start a needed conversation. For him, this isn't just about airing grievances, but about accountability. It's about holding Hollywood, the media, and society responsible for the stories they tell and ignore, and reminding us that history shapes who we are and who we can become. Next
To the end of Black History Month, we want to take another look at everyone that we've honored.
As Freeman's words continue to echo through social media, classrooms, and boardrooms, it's clear that this conversation is far from over. Whether you agree with him or not, his message holds power, and delivering it takes courage in a world that often values comfort over truth. If Freeman has taught us anything, it's that the most important stories are the ones that make us think, that challenge us to see the world and ourselves differently. This moment set the stage for one of the year's most intense cultural debates, and it's only just beginning.
Which, by the way, is American history.
I can't believe the light went like that.
Yeah, we used to joke that it's only 28 days.
Shortest month.
It's the shortest month. And it's
This year, at least, we got one extra.
We got an extra.
The aftermath of Morgan Freeman's fiery segment on The View sparked a massive debate, one that's still ongoing. After the cameras cut away, social media exploded with clips of Freeman's comments, many praising his bravery and calling him a truth teller. Phrases like, "Morgan Freeman just destroyed Black History Month in the best way possible," quickly circulated. While fans cheered, some critics accused him of being out of touch with current conversations on race and identity, even calling his views divisive. Freeman's words weren't just a viral moment. They were a powerful challenge to how history is taught and celebrated. Black History Month, as Freeman pointed out, condenses centuries of history into a single month, simplifying complex stories for convenience rather than depth. His critique aligns with that of Carter G. Woodson, the historian who founded what became Black History Month. Woodson's goal, Freeman reminded us, was never to isolate Black history, but to fully integrate it into the broader American story.
Just to rest her ginormous mouth.
Freeman's comments on Black History Month were just the beginning. The real controversy came when he restated his opposition to the term African American. He questioned the use of labels that don't reflect the diverse backgrounds of Black people and criticized how Africa is treated as a single country. His remarks challenged both the language and assumptions behind it. While some praised his honesty, others highlighted the complexities of identity and self-definition. The backlash was immediate, with social media erupting in debate, fueled by hashtags like #MorganFreeman.